Sarah Adam grew up in Naperville, Illinois, in a family that cultivated her love for sports and physical activity from a young age. Her parents, who encouraged her to be active and involved in athletics, played an integral role in shaping her competitive spirit. They instilled in Sarah the importance of staying active, not just for physical health, but for the mental discipline that sports bring. This support created a foundation for the strong work ethic that would later carry her through her most challenging life moments. In her early years, Sarah participated in various sports, ranging from basketball to track, developing a love for physical movement and competition. Her family was her constant support system, always attending her games and cheering her on from the sidelines. They never emphasized winning but focused instead on effort, teamwork, and personal growth. This nurturing environment helped Sarah develop a healthy attitude toward competition and a strong sense of resilience, qualities that would prove essential later in life. Athletics in Sarah's household was more than just a pastime, it was a way of life. Her parents emphasized the importance of both physical and mental strength, teaching her how to push her limits while maintaining balance. They valued the life lessons that sports offered, such as perseverance, teamwork, and the ability to face failure with grace. This early conditioning laid the groundwork for Sarah's future as an athlete, even though neither she nor her family could have predicted the incredible path she would eventually take. Sarah's interest in athletics was not limited to just playing sports. She was deeply fascinated by the mechanics of physical movement and how the body works. This curiosity led her to consider a career where she could combine her love for sports with her desire to help others. Her interest in health and the human body blossomed into a passion for occupational therapy, a field that would later play a central role in her life. The connection between physical activity and healing became increasingly important to Sarah, as she realized that sports had the power to transform not just the body but the mind. Her family's influence didn't stop with just fostering her athletic ability. They also encouraged her academic pursuits, creating a well-rounded environment where both intellectual and physical development were valued. This balance between academic rigor and athletic dedication was something Sarah carried with her throughout her life. It allowed her to not only excel in sports but also pursue higher education, ultimately earning a doctorate in occupational therapy. Growing up in such an environment gave Sarah the tools she needed to face the significant challenges ahead. When she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, it was these foundational values, resilience, adaptability, and a love for physical activity, that helped her navigate the difficult transition. The support from her family continued to be a cornerstone during this time, encouraging her to embrace adaptive sports and find new ways to stay active despite her diagnosis. In retrospect, Sarah's upbringing in Naperville, with its strong emphasis on sports and personal growth, was a key factor in her later success as an athlete and professor. Her parents' unwavering support and the early influences they fostered in her life laid the groundwork for her remarkable journey in wheelchair rugby and her career in occupational therapy. It was their guidance that helped Sarah combine her two greatest passions, sports and helping others, into a lifelong mission. Sarah Adams' journey took a pivotal turn when she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis while in graduate school. For an athlete who had spent her life thriving in the world of able-bodied sports, this diagnosis could have felt like the end of an era. However, true to the values instilled in her by her family, Sarah approached her condition not as an obstacle but as an opportunity to redefine her relationship with physical activity. It was during this challenging time that she discovered the transformative world of wheelchair rugby, a sport that would ultimately change the trajectory of her life. At the time of her diagnosis, Sarah was studying occupational therapy, a field focused on helping individuals maintain independence and improve their quality of life despite physical limitations. The intersection of her academic career and her diagnosis became the catalyst for her involvement in adaptive sports. She first encountered wheelchair rugby while volunteering with a local adaptive sports team in St. Louis. Intrigued by the strategy and physicality of the sport, she became a regular at practices, observing the athletes and learning the intricacies of the game. Initially, Sarah approached wheelchair rugby as an outlet for her love of sports, seeing it as a way to stay active and involved in a physical community despite her diagnosis. However, the more time she spent around the athletes, the more she realized that this was not just a pastime, it was an opportunity to compete at a high level again. She officially joined the team in 2019 after being classified as a 2.5-point player and quickly made her mark on the sport. For Sarah, wheelchair rugby became more than just a game, it was a sanctuary that allowed her to reclaim her identity as an athlete. The sport's mix of tactical thinking and high-impact play appealed to her cerebral approach to competition. In wheelchair rugby, players must constantly think several steps ahead, using both mental and physical agility to outmaneuver their opponents. This aspect of the game played to Sarah's strengths, allowing her to excel despite being smaller and less physically imposing than many of her male counterparts. The camaraderie and competitive spirit of the sport also gave Sarah a renewed sense of purpose. Surrounded by athletes who had faced similar life-altering events, she found a community that understood the emotional and physical challenges of living with a disability. This network of support helped Sarah come to terms with her diagnosis, while also giving her the strength to push beyond the limitations that others might have placed on her. In this environment, Sarah was not defined by her multiple sclerosis, she was simply another competitor, striving for excellence. Her rapid rise in the sport is a testament to her resilience and determination. In just a few short years, Sarah went from discovering wheelchair rugby to becoming a standout player for Team USA. Her international debut came at the 2022 America's Championship, where the U.S. team won gold, setting the stage for future successes on the global stage. For Sarah, each game was a personal victory, a reminder that her diagnosis did not have to define her future. As Sarah's involvement in wheelchair rugby deepened, so did her commitment to breaking down barriers for women in adaptive sports. In a sport traditionally dominated by men, Sarah's presence on the U.S. national team is a significant milestone. She embraces the role of being a trailblazer, not just for women in wheelchair rugby, but for all athletes with disabilities. Her journey is a powerful reminder that with the right mindset, any challenge can be transformed into a new opportunity. Sarah Adams' rapid ascent in wheelchair rugby culminated with her breakthrough performance on the international stage at the 2022 America's Championship. As a newly classified player, Sarah quickly adapted to the demands of the sport, using her background in occupational therapy and her experience as a lifelong athlete to approach wheelchair rugby with both physical determination and intellectual strategy. At the America's Championship, she played a pivotal role in Team USA's gold medal victory, marking the beginning of her rise as a key figure in the sport. For Sarah, this tournament was not just about winning a medal, it was about proving to herself and others that she belonged on the international stage. Having entered a sport dominated by men, Sarah had to push past the physical and mental barriers that come with breaking gender norms in a highly physical sport. Her resilience shone through in each game as she fought for every point, often outthinking her competitors with her sharp understanding of the game's tactics. The 2022 victory at the America's Championship was followed by another significant milestone later that year at the World Championships. Competing against the best wheelchair rugby teams in the world, Sarah helped Team USA secure a silver medal, solidifying her place as one of the top players on the international circuit. These two back-to-back successes were not only personal triumphs for Sarah but also a testament to the power of adaptive sports in providing athletes with disabilities the platform to compete at the highest level. Her performance in these tournaments set the stage for Sarah's next major competition, the 2023 Pan American Games in Santiago. Once again, she helped lead Team USA to gold, becoming the first American woman to win gold in wheelchair rugby at the Pan American Games. This victory was especially meaningful as it secured Team USA's qualification for the 2024 Paralympic Games in Paris, where Sarah would go on to make history as the first American woman to compete in wheelchair rugby at the Paralympics. Beyond the medals and accolades, Sarah's rise in the sport was marked by her unique approach to wheelchair rugby. She viewed each game as a chess match, focusing on the strategic elements of the sport to outmaneuver her opponents. While her male counterparts may have relied on physical strength, Sarah often found herself one step ahead by reading the game's flow and anticipating moves before they happened. Her cerebral style of play became one of her defining traits, setting her apart from other players and earning her the respect of her teammates and competitors alike. Her growing success on the international stage also amplified her role as a trailblazer for women in adaptive sports. Sarah took immense pride in representing women in a male-dominated sport, consistently pushing boundaries and shattering stereotypes about what athletes with disabilities could achieve. Each victory was not just a personal win, but a statement of empowerment for female athletes and individuals with disabilities who sought to compete in sports traditionally reserved for able-bodied athletes. Sarah's international success and her role as a groundbreaking athlete demonstrated that the sport of wheelchair rugby was about more than just competition. It was about redefining what was possible for women and athletes with disabilities. Her story continued to inspire future generations as she balanced her athletic career with her academic work, demonstrating that physical limitations do not need to stand in the way of extraordinary achievement. Sarah Adams' rise in wheelchair rugby was fueled by a blend of determination, strategic thinking, and her innate competitive drive. After discovering the sport as a volunteer while studying occupational therapy, Sarah transitioned from observer to player after being diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in graduate school. Her athletic background and passion for physical competition helped her adapt quickly to the rigors of wheelchair rugby. Sarah's early days in the sport were spent mastering the technical skills required to play at a high level. She immersed herself in the game's complex strategy, treating each match as a mental challenge as much as a physical one. Her ability to read the flow of the game and anticipate her opponent's moves became a defining trait. Her cerebral approach to the sport set her apart from other players, allowing her to make the leap from local leagues to the national stage in just a few short years. A key moment in Sarah's rise came in 2019, when she was officially classified as a 2.5-point player, a mid-range classification in wheelchair rugby based on her physical abilities. From this point, she was able to compete in national tournaments and soon caught the attention of USA Wheelchair Rugby. By 2021, Sarah had earned a spot on the U.S. national team, making her one of the few women to ever achieve such a feat in the male-dominated sport. Sarah's transition from a newcomer to a national team member was marked by her breakout performances in the 2022 America's Championship, where she helped Team USA clinch the gold medal. This victory served as a launchpad for her career, proving that she could compete and excel on the international stage. Her performance at the tournament earned her a permanent spot on the national roster and set the stage for her future success in wheelchair rugby. The following year, Sarah continued her rise with a gold medal win at the 2023 Pan American Games in Santiago, further solidifying her place as a top player in the sport. These achievements culminated in her selection for the 2024 U.S. Paralympic wheelchair rugby team, making her the first woman to represent the United States in the sport at the Paralympics. Her journey from learning the game to competing at the highest level was a testament to her work ethic, resilience, and ability to adapt to any challenge. Sarah Adams' international breakthrough came in 2022 at the America's Championship, where she solidified her place as a top-tier competitor on Team USA. This tournament marked her debut on the international stage, and she rose to the occasion, helping the U.S. secure a gold medal. As the first American woman to compete at such a high level in wheelchair rugby, her performance had both personal and historic significance. Adapting to the demands of high-level competition was a significant step in Sarah's journey. Wheelchair rugby is a fast-paced, highly physical sport, and the international level introduced new challenges, both physically and mentally. The games were more intense, the strategies more intricate, and the competition fiercer. However, Sarah's cerebral approach to the sport allowed her to thrive. She viewed wheelchair rugby as a chess match, constantly analyzing her opponents and staying several steps ahead. This mental sharpness became her greatest asset as she faced stronger and more experienced teams. Her ability to blend strategy with physical skill earned her the respect of her teammates and coaches. In the 2022 tournament, she transitioned from being a relatively new player to becoming a key player for Team USA. Her role in the team's success wasn't just about scoring or making standout plays, it was about how she integrated into the team's tactics, contributing to the overall synergy that led to their victory. The impact of this breakthrough was profound. By winning gold at the Americas Championship, Sarah helped secure Team USA's place in the 2023 Pan American Games and the 2024 Paralympics. More importantly, her presence as the first American woman in such a male-dominated sport opened doors for other female athletes and broke down long-standing gender barriers. Sarah's success on the international stage marked a turning point in her career and in the visibility of women in wheelchair rugby. This achievement highlighted not only her resilience and adaptability but also her ability to push boundaries and set new standards in adaptive sports. Her international debut was a defining moment, one that would shape her future as a key player on Team USA and an inspiration for women in the sport worldwide. Sarah Adams' journey to the 2024 Paralympics was filled with both setbacks and triumphs, highlighting her resilience in overcoming challenges as a female athlete in a male-dominated sport and the physical demands of living with multiple sclerosis, MS. Her path to success was never linear, and it required her to push through physical and emotional barriers that could have easily derailed her career. One of the most significant challenges Sarah faced was the intense physicality of wheelchair rugby, a sport known for its aggressive collisions and fast-paced gameplay. As a woman competing in a male-dominated sport, Sarah had to navigate the unique challenges of being smaller and less physically imposing than many of her male counterparts. However, rather than seeing this as a disadvantage, Sarah used her mental agility and strategic thinking to outmaneuver opponents. She embraced the cerebral nature of the game, positioning herself to make key plays by thinking several steps ahead. This approach helped her become an indispensable member of the U.S. national team. In addition to the inherent demands of the sport, Sarah also had to manage the unpredictable symptoms of MS. The disease, which can cause fatigue, muscle weakness, and other debilitating symptoms, made training and competition particularly challenging. However, Sarah's background in occupational therapy gave her an intimate understanding of how to manage her condition effectively. She adopted adaptive training methods, focusing on building endurance and managing her energy levels, ensuring she could still compete at the highest level despite the limitations imposed by her condition. Her ability to balance her physical health with the rigors of elite sport is a testament to her perseverance. Sarah's resilience shone brightly during moments of personal and professional adversity. There were times when the emotional toll of her diagnosis, combined with the physical demands of training, became overwhelming. Yet, she drew strength from her support network, her family, teammates, and the adaptive sports community. The camaraderie and sense of belonging she found in wheelchair rugby kept her grounded and motivated, even when the path forward seemed daunting. Despite these challenges, Sarah's career was marked by several major triumphs. After making history as the first woman to represent the U.S. in wheelchair rugby at the international level, she helped lead Team USA to victories at the 2022 Americas Championship and the 2023 Pan American Games. These successes not only secured her place on the team but also qualified the U.S. for the 2024 Paralympics in Paris. By the time she reached the 2024 Paralympics, Sarah had overcome both physical and emotional hurdles, proving that she could compete and excel on the world's biggest stage. Her journey is a testament to her determination, strategic mindset, and the ability to rise above adversity to achieve greatness. Sarah Adams' debut at the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games was nothing short of historic. As the first American woman to represent Team USA in wheelchair rugby, she shattered a major barrier in a sport traditionally dominated by men. Her presence on the court was not only a personal triumph, but also a breakthrough moment for women in adaptive sports. The tournament marked a significant milestone in Sarah's career as she further solidified her role as a trailblazer. From the opening match, Sarah's contributions to the team were undeniable. Her tactical acumen, refined through years of experience, allowed her to play a crucial role in several key moments. However, her most defining moment came when she became the first American woman to score in a Paralympic wheelchair rugby match. That point resonated far beyond the scoreboard. It symbolized the culmination of her journey, a testament to years of hard work, resilience, and perseverance against the odds. For Sarah, the emotions surrounding this historic achievement were immense. Breaking barriers on such a global stage was overwhelming, yet empowering. Reflecting on the significance of the moment, Sarah often spoke about the pride she felt, not only for herself, but for the women and young girls who would be inspired by her journey. In interviews, she shared how surreal it felt to be at the Paralympics, a dream she never thought possible after her diagnosis with multiple sclerosis. Now, here she was, making history and proving that no obstacle was insurmountable. The Paris 2024 Paralympics were filled with highs and lows for Team USA. Despite their efforts and Sarah's standout performance, the team fell short of the gold, finishing with a hard-fought silver medal. While the silver was a bittersweet outcome, it still represented a significant accomplishment for Sarah and her teammates. The intense physical and mental challenges of the tournament brought out the best in them, and their journey to the podium was a testament to their resilience. The emotions following the silver medal victory were complex. There was pride in what had been achieved, Sarah's historic participation and scoring, and the team's second-place finish on the world stage. Yet, there was also the inevitable sting of coming so close to gold. For Sarah, the silver medal was a symbol of both personal and team success. It validated her place among the best in the world and cemented her legacy as a barrier-breaking athlete. In the end, Sarah's debut at the Paris 2024 Paralympics was about more than just the Games. It was a moment where history was made, and where a new chapter in adaptive sports and wheelchair rugby began. Sarah's presence at the Paralympics opened doors for future generations of women, showing that no dream is out of reach, even in the most challenging of circumstances. Sarah Adams' career as an associate professor of occupational science and occupational therapy at St. Louis University is deeply intertwined with her identity as an athlete. Her academic focus centers on promoting independence and enhancing the quality of life for individuals with disabilities, a mission that directly aligns with her experiences in adaptive sports, particularly wheelchair rugby. Sarah's background in occupational therapy became a critical part of her life even before she began competing in wheelchair rugby. After her diagnosis with multiple sclerosis, she found herself drawing on the very principles she had been studying, using therapy and adaptive techniques to help individuals live fuller, more independent lives. This dual role as both a practitioner and a patient provided her with unique insights into how adaptive sports could transform lives. Her academic work emphasizes the importance of physical activity for individuals with disabilities, mirroring her personal experiences as an athlete. Sarah believes that adaptive sports like wheelchair rugby not only foster physical health, but also create vital opportunities for socialization, empowerment, and mental well-being. Her research at St. Louis University explores how community-based exercise and adaptive sports can enhance independence for people with disabilities, a passion that has been reflected in her work both in and out of the classroom. As a professor, Sarah uses her platform to promote the inclusion of adaptive sports in rehabilitation and community programs, teaching her students the therapeutic value of sport. Her work encourages future occupational therapists to view sports as a vital tool for enhancing the quality of life and promoting holistic health for individuals with physical limitations. By sharing her experiences as an elite athlete, Sarah brings a unique perspective to her academic field, inspiring both her students and the broader community. Moreover, Sarah leverages her public platform to advocate for greater visibility of adaptive sports, particularly for women and athletes with disabilities. She often speaks about the importance of adaptive sports in breaking down barriers and reshaping societal perceptions of disability, using her own journey as a testament to the transformative power of sport. Through her research, teaching, and public advocacy, Sarah Adams has become a champion for the idea that adaptive sports are not just recreational activities but powerful tools for rehabilitation, empowerment, and independence. Sarah Adams' influence on the world of adaptive sports is both groundbreaking and far-reaching, particularly in how she has broken through gender barriers in a traditionally male-dominated sport like wheelchair rugby. Her journey has inspired women in adaptive sports and individuals with disabilities, showcasing that perseverance, intelligence, and resilience can overcome long-standing norms and limitations. As the first American woman to represent Team USA in wheelchair rugby, Sarah shattered one of the most significant gender barriers in the sport. Wheelchair rugby, often referred to as murderball for its aggressive physicality, has long been viewed as a sport dominated by male athletes. Sarah's inclusion in the U.S. national team sent a powerful message that women not only belong in the sport but can also excel at the highest level. Her success has paved the way for future female athletes who may have previously viewed wheelchair rugby or similar adaptive sports as inaccessible to women. Sarah's legacy extends beyond her own achievements. She has become a symbol of empowerment for women with disabilities, proving that athletic success is not limited by gender or physical ability. Her story has encouraged more women to explore adaptive sports, helping them see the possibilities for themselves in arenas once dominated by men. Through her visibility and performance on the global stage, Sarah has helped normalize the idea that women can compete in aggressive, high-contact sports, which is particularly important in breaking down the stereotypes that often surround both disability and gender. In addition to gender barriers, Sarah's legacy in adaptive sports includes her advocacy for inclusivity and independence for individuals with disabilities. Her dual role as an athlete and academic has allowed her to promote adaptive sports not only as a form of physical activity but as a critical tool for rehabilitation and empowerment. Through her research and advocacy, Sarah emphasizes the importance of community-based adaptive sports programs, helping to create opportunities for individuals with disabilities to engage in physical activity and foster independence. She has shown that adaptive sports can be more than a competitive outlet. They can be a path to self-discovery, social connection, and personal growth. Sarah Adams' story has had a lasting impact on the world of adaptive sports, inspiring a new generation of athletes and challenging societal perceptions of what athletes with disabilities, and women in particular, are capable of achieving. Her journey continues to inspire and motivate, making her a powerful figure in the movement toward greater inclusivity and gender equality in sports. Outside of rugby and her academic career, Sarah Adams maintains a rich, well-rounded life, balancing her commitments with her passion for staying connected to her community and maintaining a healthy mindset. She views life through a lens of resilience, seeing every challenge, whether on the rugby court or in her personal life, as an opportunity to grow and inspire others. One of the key ways Sarah unwinds is through physical activity beyond wheelchair rugby. For her, staying active is not just about competition but a way to maintain balance and mental well-being. Whether it is through adaptive workouts or simply spending time outdoors, Sarah finds joy in movement and the freedom it brings. This love of physical activity also extends into her academic and advocacy work, where she promotes exercise and adaptive sports as vital tools for people with disabilities. Staying connected with her community is central to Sarah's life. She has built strong relationships both within the adaptive sports world and in her academic circles. Sarah is known for mentoring young athletes and students, always willing to share her experiences and offer guidance. Her personal philosophy revolves around lifting others up, particularly those who might be facing similar challenges. Whether through her teaching at St. Louis University or her presence in the adaptive sports community, Sarah has made it a mission to inspire and empower the next generation of athletes and professionals with disabilities. Sarah's approach to life is deeply rooted in resilience. Diagnosed with multiple sclerosis while in graduate school, she faced a future that many would have found daunting. Instead, she embraced the challenge, finding ways to stay active and competitive. This resilience is reflected in her belief that setbacks are not roadblocks but opportunities to reframe and move forward. She often speaks about the importance of mindset, emphasizing that success comes not just from physical ability but from mental strength and the willingness to adapt. Her personal philosophy of resilience and empowerment drives her to continuously inspire future generations of athletes. Whether it is through her groundbreaking role as a woman in wheelchair rugby or her work as an academic, Sarah is dedicated to showing others that limitations are often self-imposed and that with the right mindset, anything is possible. Through her life's work, both on and off the court, Sarah Adams continues to be a beacon of hope, resilience, and strength for those around her.